Good Health by Claudia podcast with me, Denny Schaefer, a production of Denny Radio. This is episode 42. Woo, 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 woo. Be prepared to go back to school. Not you, but your kids or your grandkids. And you want to make sure they have all the tools. And that's why we're doing preparedness, back to school preparedness. First off, the information contained in these podcasts is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or health condition. Please consult a qualified healthcare professional if you do have a medical condition. The FDA has not evaluated the information on this podcast, which represents the opinions of the host and or its guests, and of course, the hostess with the mostest. It's Claudia. Yay, Claudia.
Thank you.
All right. So first off, I love the headset. It looks awesome. The lighting. You're really starting to figure out this whole Facebook Live.
I'm getting it. Thing. Took me a while, but I'm getting it.
I know. You're the woman who still carries around a big calendar. Show us your calendar. Hold up your calendar.
I love my calendar. I've got 2 of them now.
Yeah. Fancy.
My desk calendar.
Very fancy. Does that fit in your pocket when you're walking around when somebody says, hey, what are you doing next week?
Oh, that stuff is in my phone, but I love being able to just look and seeing what I want to see right in front of me.
So. Right. You're old school like me.
All right.
So schools all over the country are going back. My daughter starts next Wednesday. She's a school teacher.
How exciting. Congratulations to her.
She's very excited. But, I'm excited about this podcast because I'm going to make sure she has the right tools because teachers are going to be coming in contact. She's going to be teaching 6 through 12.
Wonderful.
Choir and theater at Otsego, go Knights. And she needs to build up her immune system. She needs to get ready with all those germ-infested critters going to be coming into her classroom. So I'm glad the timing is perfect for you doing the back-to-school immune system and brain health preparedness.
Well, thank you. I'll tell you, several parents, they put it in the suggestion box, and I heard it enough times over the last couple of weeks that we thought, well, that's what we'll do. So that's what we're doing today.
Beautiful. I have to admit, this morning I woke up and I felt a little under the weather, and boom, I went right for my silver under the tongue.
There you go.
And then I'm also taking something else, immune, I don't know, something else that you gave me. And I'm already sensing I'm feeling a little bit better. So thank you for that.
Good. You're welcome.
So where do we start?
You're doing it, though. That's the beauty of it, right? We're here to guide, but you're willing to do it. That's the partnership.
Yeah. And that's why I'm most thankful for that.
Well, thank you.
So where do you want to start today?
So today, because I brought a lot of stuff, so I don't know that we're going to get through everything, but I want to start with brain health because I think it's a critically important conversation. We hear a lot of talk about mental health these days. And of course, established medicine is addressing mental health issues strictly through pharmaceuticals. And many people are looking for a different understanding. They want to understand, why is this happening to so many kids? What is going on here? I've said this before on the podcast, we have a lot of grandparents that will come in and say, what is going on with the children these days? Their kids were never sickly like that, and they don't remember being sickly like that. But we have all these young kids that are totally compromised, and it's very sad. And I will always stand on the truth that there's nothing wrong with our children. It's what we're allowing to happen to them through crummy food and all the pharmaceuticals that's being thrown at them from, at a very young age. So, we're teaching people, God has given us this beautiful, amazing body and an immune system and all these systems that know how to work to keep us at optimally well and to help us feel better. It just needs the right tools. And of course, those tools, I will always say, are gifts of the earth. And so that's what we're doing, right? We're teaching people, we're getting the word out that there's all these magnificent, beautiful, effective, safe products that truly nourish us, and especially our children. So we're going to start with brain health because a lot of these kids are struggling mentally. And we always talk about, and we're going to continue to talk about, the brain starts in the gut. So everything we eat and everything we drink has an effect on the function of the brain because it starts in the gut, and that's where everything has to be digested and broken down and uptaken. So if we have put quality food in, we're going to have a quality end result. If we keep feeding children in this country all the refined junk and contaminated with, you know, petrotoxins and, you know, all the artificial colors and dyes and fragrances and all these things, it's all being made from synthetic chemicals, which are, we know that they're causing a lot of disruption and imbalance. So when we talk about brain health, I want to start with Nature's Plus. This is a family owned company all these years. Can you see that
I can.
there? So
PD active.
PD Active. And it's very interesting. And I don't know if anybody remembers this, but I've been in the industry long enough to remember years ago, this product was called ADD. And the FDA made them change the label. So they changed it to PD Active. This whole formulation is to support brain function. So there's two things in here: phosphatidylserine, which is a big long word, but we shorten it for PS. Uh, Phosphatidylserine is a very important phospholipid, a very important lipid for the brain. It nourishes the brain. It protects the cellular membrane within the brain and the nerves. So phosphatidylserine, just really because it nourishes the brain, over the years, we have had so many parents come back and give us amazing feedback on this product. And what's interesting, because I do believe, at least to my knowledge, this was one of the first products on the market with phosphatidylserine in it. Now there's several companies are making it, but years ago, this was the only one. This is a chewable. And we were just, sharing, we were encouraging parents, feed this to your children, it'll improve their brain function. Well, what happened all of a sudden over the next year, when we first started selling it, all these parents were coming in and saying, geez, I started eating some of those chewables with my kids and I'm thinking better, my brain is feeling better. And of course now there's, as I said, there's many more products on the market with phosphatidylserine, but Nature's Plus has made a wonderful one. I think it's berry flavor, and they're chewables. People love them. The children love them. And again, all brain nourishment. So the phosphatides are extremely important. Remember, phosphatides are fatty acids in the body, and they're very, very important for brain health, some of them for liver health, but mainly for brain and helping the nerves communicate messages. So that's how we send messages from the brain through the nerves to wherever it's going in the body. So that's what phosphatidylserine is helping with. It's helping to connect the synapse, so those so the brain works more efficiently, if you will. So it's a wonderful
my question
product.
was going to be, what is the adult version of that? You obviously must have an adult version.
We do. I didn't bring it today, but we have several companies now are putting phosphatidylserine in products. In fact, Jarrow was one of the first, again, that I know of that came out with a straight phosphatidylserine. Great product, soft gel. We have a lot of people. I take it every day. I enjoy it. But I don't junk out, so I don't get a lot. I don't get brain fog and all that stuff. But anyway, I think the products that are protecting the cellular membrane. We've in the past we've talked about, and we'll continue to talk about, free radical damage. And when we talk about free radicals, those are toxins within the body that are harming the cellular membrane. It's breaking it down. Well, the cells are everything in the human body. Everything, life happens at the cells. I learned that years ago from Dr. Bernard Jensen. I'm so grateful that I learned that from him. And when the cells are healthy and happy, everything functions more efficiently. So that's what this product is doing. And yes, there are versions for adults. Now, as I said, we have a lot of adults that still chew these up. They 2 a day. So that's one product I wanted to show you. Nordic Natural, they're going to be guests on the show beginning of October, I believe. I just looked at my little calendar.
Yeah. You love that thing.
This particular one, this is a soft gel. It's small. So some children swallow it, but it can be chewed. And this also has, it says right on it, EPA and DHA, those are the omega 3s, and DHA is a beautiful, important food for the brain. So this has EPA, DHA, DMAE, and phosphatidylserine. So this has some omegas with it. So this is a very popular product. It's a great product.
All right. What's it
Nordic,
called again?
it's called Omega Focus Junior. Can you see
Okay.
that?
I can.
Omega Focus Junior.
Got it.
So again, brain food, very important. And these products should be taken with food. They're going to transport better with food. So the reason I'm showing everybody different choices. Some people want a soft gel. Some people don't. Some people would rather have a chewable tablet. So I always want to show that there's options with all these products. And of course, the companies we carry and we're highlighting are all family owned, independently owned, great integrity. They're upholding the philosophy of what our industry is all about, which I'm so grateful. And, a lot of these companies are on some of the cutting edge research on what their focus is. So Nordic does a great job. So that's a nice product. I also want to talk about, well, at any rate, I was going to bring a plain omega-3, high activity omega-3 for children, but I just forgot it. So this is a soft gel. We also have liquid that people can do. The other thing I want to talk about is vitamin D3. Of course, everybody's hearing about vitamin D3. I'm very proud of the fact that in health food stores, we have been promoting the importance of D3 for many, many years. And I'm really proud of that. So D3 is important for brain health, immune health, bone health. It's a precursor hormone. So as a researcher told me many years ago at a trade show, he said to me, it's the catalyst that makes many other important things happen. So I brought a couple different companies of D3 for kids. This is by Carlson, wonderful family-owned company. Can you see that? This is Super Daily D3. Now this is dosed out in drops. So one drop is 400 units, 400. So we have a lot of babies and small children on this one. Blue Bonnet, well, and they also make higher levels. I just wanted to show a couple different companies because Blue Bonnet is also a wonderful family-owned company. They've been on our show. Carlson will be on our show at some point also. This particular product, each drop is 2,000 units. So one drop will dose out what it says on the label. And we have a lot of adults that use this. Some people they're getting tired of swallowing things. They just want to do liquids. And these are very easy. They taste good. They dose out easily. So D3 is extremely important for these children for a daily immune support, daily brain support. So that's the D. Then I wanted to go over a couple different, we've had a show on magnesium, how important magnesium is. Magnesium is very important for it's one of the most abundantly used minerals in the human body. It's used in over 300 metabolic functions. So it's critically important. And it helps to, when we talk about minerals have to be in a balance to each other. So we learned many years ago, you have to have magnesium to really help balance the calcium levels that everyone is ingesting. So this is a Carlson came out with this is a soft chew. I tried it at a trade show I went to a couple weeks ago. And this is a magnesium citrate, very, very simple, bioavailable chew. And one is 125 milligrams, which is perfect for kids. And of course, if children are older, they're under more stress, we might encourage a little higher, but to do a simple magnesium every day is very important. So I brought that one. And I also brought Nature's Plus makes a magnesium citrate. This is a gummy. So this is a raspberry flavor. So either way, now magnesium comes in a lot of forms. We have it in powder form, we have it in capsules, tablets, liquid, but these, a lot of people are into gummies and chewables now, and, especially for children and elderly people, if they're having trouble, chewing or whatever it might be. So I wanted to bring two different companies. Again, Nature's Plus, this is magnesium citrate gummy. And we've got Carlson was the magnesium citrate A little higher activity per square, but they both taste very good. They're easy to give to kids. I've never had anybody. In fact, there's um, uh, some of the kids when they come in, they'll ask their parents if they can have, one of the gummies to chew because they taste good. So I
Right.
always tell people a lot of these things, they're very clean, they're using quality ingredients, but you just don't want to have somebody have a child eat, stuff like candy.
Yeah,
So
popping them in like M&Ms. You don't want
right,
that.
exactly. So at any rate, two great products. Um, Another thing I wanted, so for immune support, I brought a couple things. This is Child Life. They're going to be on our show at some point. Great company. This is liquid zinc with a little bit of copper in it. And that's why, again, I was taught many, many years ago, minerals must be in a balance to each other. So there's a very important balance between zinc to copper. And it's interesting. I was reading an article. I actually forget uh, what site it was on, but they were talking about because over the last few years, so many people have just been doing zinc, 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 zinc. They didn't know to balance their copper. And of course, we've educated on that at our store for years and years because I learned it as a young woman. And of course, that's what we pass on, everything what we learn. So this is a great product. It's dosed out by age and it's zinc with a little bit of copper. So it's wonderful immune support.
So if somebody's starting school like next week, like next Monday,
Yep.
and they haven't been doing any kind of immune or brain help, they should start right away, right? Don't
They,
wait till school starts. Build up your immune, especially for your immune system. You want to start
yes.
that right away, right?
Yes, exactly. But something, Denny, I've learned over the years, this is why we're teaching people be kind and supportive to your immune system every day of your life. Don't wait until you're hit with something, which is what most people do.
Yeah.
They wait until they're dealing with something and then they want to, take a bunch of stuff. When we learn as an American people to just support our God-given immune system every single day, then it doesn't have to be you're racing around and trying to catch up. But to your point, yes, starting these things is a very good idea. Of course, you know how I always encourage people, if you're starting a new product, do one thing at a time. You don't want to just jump into 5 different products, whether it's a kid or an adult. We've learned over the years, do one thing at a time, so your body, you're utilizing it properly, you know how it makes you feel, and you keep adding things in.
Yeah, because if
So,
you take too much all at once, and if your body starts acting weird, you don't know what's causing it.
exactly.
So you got to
That's
go one at
exactly
a
right.
time. And that's
So,
what I respect about you. You've been doing that with me. And then I'll say, hey, I've been trying this and it makes me feel a little funky. And you'll say, back off to,
e
one a day
exactly.
instead of two, or make sure you're eating it with food or something like that. That's real important. People just think that if you come into, a place like yours and I want a handful of stuff that I want to take every day to make me feel good. Well, that's not the way it works.
That's not the way it works. And unfortunately, there's now a lot of people out about, the world trying to sell everybody a million different supplements. You have, we get people that have bought all this stuff on the internet. They have no idea what to do with it, and they literally come in with grocery bag full of supplements that they don't know what to do with. So remember, we're teaching people, I believe it's one of the most important skills we can teach each other is how to be well. This is a very critical tool that's been missing. Established medicine is the business of disease. It doesn't make it bad or good. What it simply means is they focus on disease. Well, health food stores have always focused on wellness. That's a big difference in the way you approach life and the way you approach your daily habits and the way you approach everything. So I will always stand on the side of daily support for the immune system. Give your body a chance to do what it's meant to do. And it doesn't mean you have to take 100 different things a day. It means you need the right things every
Right.
day. And that's why, again, starting people one at a time, we build the protocol and it's proven to work. So, okay. I want to show a couple Maltese. We have many. I just grabbed, this is again, Child Life. They make all liquids. So this is a wonderful if you can see it,
Yep.
multivitamin and mineral liquid. Again, dosed out by age. There's a lot of wonderful a lot of wonderful things in here. So this is a great product to do on a daily basis. It's orange flavor. Kids love it. So I wanted to bring that. And then I wanted to bring, here's another by Nature's Plus. And again, they've been making children's products for many, many years. So this is a chewable tablet. This is a multi with it's a chewable tablet. Now I want to remind everybody, some multis have for children have iron in them. And iron is what you need to be careful of because it's easy to accumulate too much iron. So with a product like this, there's 5 milligrams of iron in 2 chewable tablets. Well, these taste good, and kids want to get into the bottle and eat more of them. And you don't want them to do that because that iron can build up and can compromise them. So when a product has iron in it, for children, you want to follow the dosage. Okay.
Oh,
And
that's
this
good advice.
particular one, this particular bottle I grabbed, this is 3 different flavors in this one bottle. There's grape, cherry, and orange, but they make each of those flavors in a separate bottle because some kids only want cherry or some kids only want grape or whatever. So, but this one has all 3. So I wanted to show that. I brought vitamin C. This is Natural Factors. They've been on our show. They're coming on again. It's a great company. This is a chewable vitamin C. They make this particular one is peach, passion flower, and mango. And each of these tablets are 500 milligrams. And remember, I always tell people when you're doing chewable vitamin C, that there's natural citric acid in there. You want to rinse the mouth a little or have the kids drink water. One of my dearest cousins, I have a lot of cousins, by the way, she's a dental hygienist for many, many years. And she's always talked about you have to be careful with citric acid because it can break down the enamel of the teeth. So because of her, all these years, I encourage people, if you do chewable vitamin C, whether a child or adult, just rinse your mouth a little with water, swallow some water after it and get that acidity off of your teeth. But this is a great product. They also make other flavors. I just grabbed this one because this one is very popular with these 3 flavors.
Now, what age is that for? Because 500 milligrams seems high to me. If my kid weighs like 40, 50 pounds or not that old, is that?
Well, I'm glad you're asking that. It's a good question. And here's my answer for that. And again, I'm always going to share what I've witnessed for 49 years. And here's what we've witnessed. First of all, we always tell people, when you've taken enough vitamin C in a particular day, if you get loose bowels, that's your body's way of saying, hey, I got enough vitamin C right now. And then you cut it back. So given that, that's what we call bowel tolerance level for vitamin C. So given that, over the years, we've seen some very small children need large amounts of vitamin C. We, of course, just do it in smaller doses. If they're little, we do it in smaller doses. So we have another company that makes, Nature's Plus actually makes a 100 milligram tablet, chewable tablet. So for little ones, we've always, we'll start them on 100 milligram, but it's amazing. Sometimes, 4, 5, 6-year-old kids need 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. And something that I always want to remind everybody, I've been blessed to be trained in human applied nutrition. And what that means is that it's to the individual. We're all biochemically unique. So we've seen 6-year-old kids do 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C in a day. And then we've seen older people that can only take 1,000. Everyone is different. It's according to our biochemistry, what we're eating, the emotional, all of that, how we live each day, the emotional, the mental stress that people are under, all of that is playing a big role in the needs of individuals. So sometimes just because little ones are little, it doesn't mean that they don't need higher levels of some things. Now, for kids, you don't want to give them, I wouldn't give children high levels of a lot of things. But vitamin C is water soluble. It's immune supportive. And we know that, many people do very well with vitamin C. So some kids, as we have found, just need higher levels. So that's why we always say start low, work up.
And pay attention to your poo.
And pay attention. Yes, everyone should be. Well, it's interesting. People recognize, I think most people recognize that during the day there's different ways they don't feel well. But we've always taught people connect the dots, because if you all of a sudden during the day you feel, all of a sudden you're fatigued, or all of a sudden your sinuses get stuffy, or all of a sudden, it's always that all of a sudden. Connect the dots and look back. What did you eat? What did you drink? Because that's usually a response from the gut
to the brain.
Exactly. And the body
Everything
is
starts in the gut.
Yeah, exactly. So we're teaching people, honor what your body is telling you. Established medicine has taught everybody, oh, don't worry about it. Just take a pill and, get rid of the symptom. But it's the symptoms that are the language of the human body. And if we constantly shut it down, well, then it doesn't mean those problems are gone. It just means over the years they become bigger problems. So honor how your body is designed and what it's trying to tell you. Okay, I know we're almost out of time here.
Couple things. Just going to say that.
Yep, couple things.
More.
Elderberry and zinc. These are gummies. Zand is a very nice company. It's through Nutraceutical.
Okay.
These are gummies. A lot of people, as I said, not just children, a lot of elderly people want gummies. They're having trouble chewing things. So I brought gummies, and I also brought, somewhere there's elderberry. I don't know what I did with it. But at any rate, we have plain elderberry syrup. A lot of people, it's a daily thing for their children, especially during school time and cold and flu season. Elderberry has antiviral activity, so it's very supportive for the system. So elderberry is a wonderful thing. A couple other things we'll go over real quick, because I know I wanted to bring silver. We've done an episode on silver. Mm-hmm. And this particular one that I grabbed, this is a spray.
That's what I use. I like it.
Yeah. And some people, I do the liquid and just kind of guzzle it. Sometimes not guzzle, but I take a gulp of it. But this is a spray for children, and they're dosing it out. They're just saying for kids, 3 to 5 sprays a day. So wonderful immune support, antibacterial, antiviral, a lot of research on this. Actually,
I use that every day. I use it every day. I love that product.
It saddens me. There's still people out there that have been taught that silver is dangerous and never use it. And they're not talking about quality silver. They're not, the companies we sell, there's a lot of research behind how they produce this stuff. They're testing, they're very safe. I've seen people drinking silver for almost 50 years, and I've never seen anyone have a problem with it or turn blue. That's what they claim, that people will turn blue. And that's just,
that's a myth.
And again, it's, So, all right. One other thing I want to real quick.
Last one, and then we got to wrap her up.
All right. So look for calming. A lot of kids need to be calm before they're going to school. This is Herbs for Kids. Great product. This is called, I don't know if you can see it. This is called Chamomile.
Yep.
Chamomile Calm. So this is an herbal combination. Tastes good. It's meant for kids. And there's chamomile and passion flower in here. It's a beautiful herb. These herbs support the nervous system and just kind of help it chill out a little bit. And it won't put anybody to sleep. These are just calming herbs. So I brought that. And one last thing. There's, some people want to do echinacea every day. Mm-hmm. Again, this is herb for kids, and their whole line is alcohol free. It's designed for children. So I've got a lot of other things, but I know we're out of time. So that's the scoop today. How do we do?
Oh, great. And for those of you watching, I will have this up in podcast on Friday, so you can just, listen back to the audio. If you missed anything, of course, you can always put comments up, and Claudia and her team will answer any questions that you have. All right, Claudia, like we do every week, I'm giving you the last word.
Well, thank you, Denny. And well, as always, I just am always going to remind everybody to keep the faith and stay in the love of things and shine your kindness out there, put it out there. The simplest little things in life can change somebody else's life. You may not realize it, but a simple smile, a simple hug, a simple kindness goes a long way. And all of that said, I will always remind everybody that when individuals feel better, when they're healthy, they're I let's just say that life gets better when everyone feels better. So that's the goal, is to keep moving our country into a direction of wellness, to get away from this dealing with sickness and disease and always focusing on what do you do if you get sick. We're here and very proud of it to talk about how do you give your body the ability to help you stay strong and healthy in a very toxic world that we're living in. So keep the faith, everybody. And there's a lot of loving people in this world, and I hope that they're in your life. And anyway, we appreciate Denny, and I appreciate all of you tuning in every week, and we're very grateful. So keep the faith. Many blessings to everybody. Peace.